While she is talking to the 911 operator, they are already sending help. Help is being sent as they are talking on the phone.
41, 43, rescue 41, rescue 40, EMS 1, Battalion 4, auto accident with injuries and entrapment. Area of Edgewater High School. All units respond emergency.
So Ezra doesn't seem to be hurt. He's out walking around. Aubrey is laying on the hood of the car and doesn't seem to be moving. The Orlando Police Department is a couple of blocks away. They're going to arrive first, followed by the fire department. Take a look at your watch right now and see what time it is. This is going to unfold for you in almost real time, as though this was actually happening right here on the field in front of you. So the officers are coming up to the vehicle. They're going to check to see how many people are hurt. The officers are going to double check to make sure that nobody is trapped inside the car. And one officer has already grabbed Ezra.
Point 41 is arriving on the scene. We've got 2 vehicles, heavy damage with road blockage. Multiple police units on scene. I'll be establishing Edgewater High School command.
Point 41, 2 vehicles, heavy damage, multiple police officers on scene, establishing Edgewater High School command at 921.
Edgewater command, check air status.
Edgewater command.
So the fire trucks have arrived. The officers have gotten the witnesses back away from the scene. They're going to ask them what they saw. One officer is over here, has detained Ezra, asking him some questions about if he's been drinking or what's happening with him tonight.
Rescue 41, go ahead and get your equipment and report to the other side of the vehicle.
So the lieutenant on Quint 41 in the red helmet is walking around looking to see how many people are hurt. He's got to make sure there's a right number of paramedics and ambulances coming, and that if they need more help, he needs to get on the radio and ask for that. He stopped briefly and checked Aubrey for a pulse.
We have a total of 3 patients. One is going to be a no code, no vitals. One's going to be a trauma red, and one a trauma alert. This will be a heavy entrapment.
So he just announced on the radio that one patient did not survive this crash. And that will be Aubrey, who is laying across the hood of that vehicle. She has no pulse. She was killed on the impact of this crash. So the firefighters are turning their attention to the remaining people in the other car that got hit to see how badly they're hurt. It took about 6 minutes for all of them to get here. That's about how long it takes. So one firefighter has put a sheet over Aubrey, indicating to the others that they do not need to try to give her medical care, that there's nothing that can be done for her. This is Orange County Squad 3. The firefighters are bringing over some extrication equipment that's used to cut vehicles apart.
Orange County Squad 3, Quint 41 are the extrication.
Squad 3, Quint 41 extrication, 924.
So right now it's a little after midnight, And Aubrey hasn't made it home yet, and Mom and Dad are watching some TV, and they're starting to wonder what's going on. They, why haven't they heard from their daughter yet? Mom is trying to call Aubrey on the phone. She's not answering. She sent her a couple of text messages. There's no answer. But she knows how, she knows that maybe they're just running a little bit late. So she's not terribly worried right now.
Where are you?
Oh my goodness.
I done called you 4 times.
Did she answer?
Let me leave another message, okay? No, she's not answering. I'm about to text.
Don't worry, don't worry.
One of the paramedics has climbed into the back of the white vehicle to start taking care of the 2 other students from Edgewater who were in that vehicle. One of the firefighters also got on the radio and requested a rescue helicopter to come here to pick up the most seriously injured person. Orlando Regional Medical Center is a level 1 trauma center. We're very fortunate to have them serving our community. That means they have surgeons and operating rooms that are reserved 24 hours a day, so that if you arrive there by helicopter, by ambulance, you can literally go to the operating room in less than 30 minutes from the time you arrive. They are the only hospital in Central Florida that's capable of doing that. So if you're seriously hurt, or someone you know is seriously hurt in a car accident or some other kind of trauma situation, they're going to end up at Orlando Regional Medical Center. So now the firefighters are assessing the vehicle to figure out what they need to do to pop the doors and get the doors open and how to get the injured people out. Many times the steering wheel collapses down into the lap of the driver.
County 4, sending Edgewater High School Commission.
Second, Orange County have EMS 2 or EMS 1 as safety.
Edgewater Commission. EMS 1 safety.
And all of this takes time. You can't, when a car gets crushed, especially smaller cars, don't stand up as well as larger cars to vehicle impact, and some of them just cave in around the occupant. If any of you know someone, or if you drive a hybrid car that has a big battery in it, those battery cables run across the roof and down the roof post. The firefighters have to know about that. Right now, as they cut that car apart, if this car was an electric car with a battery in it, if they cut through that battery cable, they would electrocute themselves and everybody in that car. Many cars have airbags that are in the steering wheel. They're also in the windshield post. Those airbags inflate because of a high-pressure air cylinder that's there. The firefighters have to know where those airbags are to make sure they cut around those airbags so they don't cause any harm to themselves or the person in the car. Meanwhile, Ezra is over here on the right-hand side. They're waiting on a special police officer to come talk to him and to administer a field sobriety test to see whether he is under the influence of drugs or alcohol. All police officers are taught to do this, but many times, especially in a situation like this where you know someone has not survived the crash, you have a special traffic homicide officer come in to do this test, because this officer will be testifying in court later as to the results of the test. Sir, your name is? This is Officer Fairbanks from the Winter Park Police Department, and he's going to take Ezra and walk him through a field sobriety test to see if he passes that test.
I have to perform a field sobriety exercise, okay? Follow my instructions. This is what I say, and do what I tell you, okay? One more step over this way. What I want you to do is stand with me together, touch just like mine.
So he's explaining the test to Ezra, telling him exactly what he's going to ask him to do.
Maintain the balance. Follow this action with your eyes only. Do not move your head. Don't use your eyes. You understand?
The firefighters were able to get the first